What's up guys, Mega Bleeder here with another episode of Star Technology. Today we set up some ore processing with these macerators back here and with these electric ore factories back here, and we use a little subnet system. Let's get started. Between the episodes I set up this little processing line here just to get us some of the resources that we're going to need to get our ore factories set up. I've got also maintenance hatches, the LV machine hull. I've got 2 for steel plates just because we could use a lot of steel plates, and I'm actually going to increase this by a little bit more, but some aluminum gears, some bronze processing, some stuff like that. So getting these guys set up, we're going to build a bunch of these. First thing we're going to do is actually cut this one out and move it over to here. And we are going to rotate it around this way. And I think right here is where I want to place it down. So it's 5 blocks across. So if we wall share this wall right here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, that will give us the 2 block gap all the way around that we want. So let's go ahead and paste that in. Fantastic. And I actually went ahead also and did a copy, use the copy paste gadget to save that guy as well. That way we can easily just make a bunch of these. So what I'm going to do is move the anchor, and I'm going to wall share them this way. So if I were to place this right down here and anchor it, now we just need to gather all the blocks that we need to be able to put down a couple of these. I think I'm going to start, if we put that one there, let's just see. If we put it there, we move the other anchor to here. We could do like 6 here and 6 over on this side. That might work out pretty well. So let's see about gathering up all of these materials that we're going to need. We should be able to craft most of them. So if I take out, let's just do it. Let's just do 11 of these. And then we're going to need the maintenance hatch. Let's grab 11 of these guys. We're going to need the one thing that we do not have easily available would be the MV energy hatch. MV energy is a hatch, right? Yes. The MV energy hatch. The machine hull, we've got that, but we don't have very many of these coils. So we're going to need fine aluminum wire and magnetic rods. Magnetic steel. Don't know how to type. And the problem with this is it's going to take an MV assembler, but all of our assemblers are actually in use. Is this an assembler? This is a circuit assembler. So what I'm actually going to do, I think down here, this would be a good place for a manual processing line. I'll probably expand out some EBFs this way, but we're going to need let's go with a 16 amp MV converter. We should be able to just do this guy. Place one of those down. I don't have any signalum cables on me, but we can do this. And let's place it in line on this. And we'll start it right here. We'll do an MV line here. We'll place this guy down here. We need a cable, electrical connector, and a wire. Is that in line even? Yeah, fantastic. So we need an MV assembler, which should be pretty simple. Just a couple of crafting steps here. So if we pop that guy down there, and the coil is on circuit 1, we can put all that in there, and that's going to work. Okay. Let's go ahead and put those away. Not in there, but in there. Let me grab that scaffolding back out. I like to keep that in there. Okay, so we've got those. We are going to need ULV input hatches. We're going to need 11 of these. We do that and this. That's for our fluids. We're also going to need ULV input bus. Apparently we don't have ULV machine casings. It's easy to take care of. Need 11 of these. And then we're going to need 22 LV output buses. What's the MV output bus? That's an assembler with polyethylene. I can do that. We could put down another assembler. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So let's see, we're going to need 2 pistons, 2 motors, but we'll just craft a bunch. The assembler, we need robot arms, and then finally we'll craft up a couple of those. So we can do that. The MV output bus. Okay. So if we take 11 of these, one more. We also need bronze crates. We don't have bronze long rods, but we do have, no, we don't have rods either. What do you mean we don't have bronze? Is there a problem over here? Oh, did these burned out? See, I don't understand because I didn't think these burned out as long as they stay lit. I want this to be faster. What are we looking at? Copper and tin. That should do that better. There we go. That's going to make bronze faster. Okay. Let's get, for the long rod, a forge hammer or an extruder. We'll go with an extruder. We'll keep an extruder down here. But we're going to need the long rod mold. It's going to go in there. Take out half a stack of bronze. It's a 1-to-1. Okay. So let's let that run for a minute. What were we crafting? The bronze crates. And that's the same recipe as crafting. It just uses the hammer, okay? We're working on the MV output bus, which is going to be this guy. We need 11 of these. We pop that in here, we'll see how much polyethylene do we need. 4.7 buckets. So 5 buckets. Pop that in there. Those are going to go in there, and then I'm just going to need the crates, which means I'm going to need more of these. That's going to be 44. We'll pop those guys in there. Okay, what else? We've got these guys. I need more fine aluminum wire, so let's get a wire mill too. Ooh, we have one. Sweet. Fine aluminum wire is on 3. If we take aluminum out, pop that in there. Excellent. And let's do... Let's take this barrel. We're going to put it down right there. Do an auto output on that one. We're going to say you are export, 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 and then an insert. So all that should be going in there once we connect these. Let's go ahead and change this to white. Yeah. Okay, so all that stuff's coming out of there. 44. That's how many we needed of those. Let's pop those in there so they can sit and run. And another one, sure, why not? The crates. We need 11. Perfect. And if we do that, the MV is on 2, the output bus. Cool. So it actually, this is going to place incorrectly because the copy paste that I have is set with the LVs, but that'll be okay. We'll let these sit and run. We actually need that many of those. And what's the MV energy hatch? Do I have it down here? MV energy hatch. It's the same recipe if we do it that way. Put that away. Okay, and we also need... Let's see, it's going to be 12 each steel firebox casing. So let's grab... Apparently I didn't link these. No, I did. Oh. I just didn't set them up on AutoCraft. So we'll grab 2 stacks. That's probably enough. The bronze machine case. We need 4 times 11, so we need 44 of these. Not sure if we have enough bronze plates maybe perfect. That works. So we've got those. What else? We need steel pipe casing. And for those, if we need 4 each, again, we're going to need 44. Excellent. 44 steel gearbox casing. Perfect. And solid machine casing. We're going to need a bunch of these. 48 times 11. 9? 9 stacks might be enough. Okay, so if we take out our copy paste gadget, we break that. I think we might have everything. MV output bus, we'll take those. We're going to have to put those in individually. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so the output bus is going to go, we'll put it here, and then we're going to need another steel solid machine case right there. So now what we're going to do is take our copy paste gadget and we're going to put it into copy mode. Go U and U. Now if we do paste, we can put one here. Fantastic. They're not forming. Can we not wall share them? Oh, the muffler hatch. I didn't do the muffler hatch. LV muffler hatch. We need 11 of these. So that should make those form. Yes. Okay, let's do rotate. Okay, let's see if this forms. It does not appear to be. Oh, because I didn't copy it correctly. Each maintenance. Okay, yeah, no, it is correct. I just have to put that muffler hatches in and copy them correctly. Structure formed, sweet. Now if we take this guy right there, there, and this one we need to rotate that, like that. Oh, I need the muffler hatches. So these should all be formed. And move, get rid of these. Formed. Okay, so they are going to share input hatches of the distilled water and whatever ore we put in there. The MV energy hatches are separate, and those will be able to upgrade. So when we move up to HV, boom, we just change out the energy hatches. Nothing else needs to be changed. Fantastic. And we have extra resources here. We don't need the input hatches and buses because those get shared. Okay. Those away. Those away. All right. I'm probably going to redo this power line in some sort of way. That way it's not running through the middle, and it's kind of crooked anyways. I didn't build the center correctly, I guess. I think this is straight out, and this is straight out. But this isn't centered correctly. Let's see, there's 3 there. There's 3 there, but somehow I got center off. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know how I did that. I don't know what I'm looking at, honestly. This is the center. I have that in the wrong spot too, look. That's an easy fix though. That's an easy fix. They should be in one though. Yeah, so this one was actually the one that was wrong. Want to go up one? No. Okay. Got sidetracked there. Okay, so we need to pipe these up. Now, we don't need the copy paste gadget. Done with that. We might use laser connectors. We'll use the card cloner for sure. So these guys are going to get placed down here. And we're going to do the distilled water first, I think. So if we take this guy, we're going to need more cards. Since we have these set up on AutoCraft, this is really super easy. So on the down, let's see, I know that we're going to need... Actually, not that many. We only need 6, right? So there's 1, 2, 3 per side. So if we take this guy and we put down... there we go. Distilled water. We can put that in there, and it needs to be a fluid. It's kind of annoying. If we take this, we can say you're going to be insert on orange. And I do have this hooked up to the AE2 network, so I think I might run a little bit of a sub network over here. Yes. Because I have access to all the crushed and raw and all of that. So if we take a controller and place it here, we can put down an energy insert on this guy. If we take 2 of these, we'll place this one here. And we'll say you are going to connect to this. And also to this. Fix the wrench alpha. Okay, so this has power. Now I should be able to do an interface and a storage bus. Like so. We're gonna go with a flat storage bus. And we're going to need to connect to this system over here. We need 2 of these guys. I think I want to reorganize this a little bit. I'm going to put a wireless connector directly across in the center. Does it go here or 1 block back? It goes right on the edge. Okay, so that's going to connect to that. And then I'm going to get some smart cables. To connect here, and then this guy. This ore factory one. I actually want to go here. And then we're going to bind this guy, or rebind it, back to there. So that's back online. And that has a P2P coming out of it. Right there. Okay. So this one is going to need a P2P connecting right here. And then we'll do the wireless. And the wireless connector here. It's going to have a storage bus, an interface, Fluix cable. Is there a wireless? No. There needs to be a flat version. So like the interface has a flat version, there needs to be a wireless or a flat version of this guy. So if we place this, actually move these. Because I want the storage bus, interface, wireless connector, connector. Okay. I should get a terminal for this guy. Get a normal terminal. We need a bright or an illuminated panel. Next to a terminal and then a crafting terminal because it's just better. We'll place that like that. Now, if I put something in here, should go into this system once we have a P2P connection for it. Now, I don't need a lot of connections over here, so I think I'm just going to connect it into this line, the 2743. Let me try the better memory card. See if we can figure out how to use this thing correctly. So this P2P, if I click on this guy, channel is not set. I want it to be bind to output, bind to input, or binding, select the P2P, bind target if output have their connections removed. Copy input, output. I want it to bind to 2743. 2743. I don't know how to use this. Bind to input. 2743. 2743. Let me just make sure everything is still like connected. 2743. Okay. Think that worked. Okay, so I can see this now. This network can see this whole thing. Interface, storage bus. Want this to be extract only. Okay, so I can take things out, but I cannot put them back in. That's what I want. V output, LV output. Oh yeah, I need to replace these. What was that? MV output bus. That guy and this guy, and those were in here. We need a little bit more polyethylene. We actually need to take that out of there. Put it in here. Okay, so we can see this network now. Now, if I take an extended interface, need one of these. MV output, the output. The MV output bus. It's gonna go here. Okay, the extended interface needs to be able to see. I think there's enough here. Distilled water. Okay. And then on the down, this is going to have an insert of distilled water. Same thing here. Down. No, not that one. This one. Down. Insert distilled water. Down. Insert distilled water. Those get mixed up. Did I mix those up? Oh, I did it. I did it correctly. Go. This one. Sure, it's on the down. There we go. Now our output buses. Those are going to go to drawers. Maybe I should move this system here. I think I should. I think it needs to be over here. Controller. Crafting terminal. Laser node on the up. Is an insert. Advanced connector. Next to you and to you. Go. So you have energy. Cable goes there. Extended interface, storage bus, interface. Wireless connector. This needs to be moved. Oh. That's going to go right there. And I need this P2P tunnel. Now, I'm not certain if it's going to save this. I think it might have. Look at that, it did. Now I just need to connect that to that. Okay, that's better. Because I need another storage bus. Here. This. I insert into here, and this has a storage bus on the drawers. That will work out the way that I want it to. I do that. Okay. Now let's see. I didn't put one here. Okay, so all those have that. The interface here is going to have that. Okay, fantastic. If we look at our Brushed resources. Let's save these. These are all ones that we are making. Iron magnetite, pyrochlor, lepidolite, stibnite, galena, saltpeter, and rock salt. Get rid of those. Let's get our raw resources. Got those. And our geodes. Okay. Now, the MV recipe is not that slow, 8 seconds. And this coming from a sifter is 50 seconds, but it's an MV, so it's 20. So we're probably going to be bottlenecked. These are not going to be fast enough, but that is okay. Let me think about this for a second. Okay, so I made some modifications here. I did add in 4 more of these electric ore factories. Figured I might as well just fill out the space, and I've got the kind of logistics stuff set up here, so I'll walk you through. This is a subnet. This is an AE2 subnet. We've got a P2P connection coming in here that has an interface. This is on the main net. This one is also connected to the main net. That's connected to these drawers, which are connected to the outputs of these guys. That's our main net. Now this subnet has a storage bus on here that's looking at this interface. This storage bus kissing this interface here, or interface kissing the storage bus, can just see everything that is in our main AE2 network here. Okay. And what I've done is I have an extended interface with the items that we're going to process in these. Now, these ones in here, these raw resources and these geodes, not actually going to process in here because they don't process in the electric ore factory like these do. These have these ore processing tabs. This is the one that we're using, the electric ore factory. So these, the raw realgar, sodalite, pendelitite, coal, and these geodes, which are sapphire, green sapphire, I think there's a ruby, certus, diamond, emerald, and quartzite. These are going to get processed off-site. What I did in here, we'll look at one kind of slice. I've got a 4 amp energy converter, and that is feeding both of the energy hatches. Over here, I've got one input hatch running on water, and that's processing the sphalerite, and one is running on distilled water, and that's processing the saltpeter. So there's opposite ones there. So we've got energy coming in, fluids coming in, and then over here is where items get handled. There's an output bus that's being shared by both, and then each one has its own individual input bus. And that's pretty much the same thing going all the way down the line. I have not gone through and adjusted all of them just yet. But what we're going to do is come over here, and I've got a bunch of macerators set up. And these are what we're going to use to process all of these guys. Let's move that one there. No reason in particular to have them moved. And then down here, we're going to set these on, I'm going to need more filters. And we'll take some more input cards, filter cards. So in here, we're going to say you are, we'll do a counting filter for Realgar. And 1. This one, counting filter Sodalite. Counting filter Pendletite. Got to make sure we put them on the correct channel. Oh. I do wish, I would like it if there was an easier way to do these, right? We have there sapphire, green sapphire, Certus, ruby, diamond, emerald, and finally quartzite. Okay. Now this guy is going to need some exporters. We're going to take a couple of them. Pop those in there. We're going to say you're going to extract on 1. Extract on 1. We'll change these to round robin. I think that'll be fast enough. Got to take these guys and hook them up. And that's purple, so this needs to be blue. Like so. Now these all should be working, and these just need to get output bus, or automatic output, on the bottom. I like these modular setups like this, because this would actually be easy to upgrade in the future if I was going to go that route. Did I not put one in here? Did I skip one? Let's move this card to here. Go. And those go there. Let's move, I should have moved this card over there. That one to that one. Quartzite. We'll go there. You are an auto export. If I wanted to, what I could do in the future, upgrading to HV, it'd be really simple to just swap out this converter and these wires and these machines and leave the storage buses here, or the storage drawers here. But this works out just fine. Let's lock those, link those, multiple. Oh, that can't reach. That is max distance, though. I don't like that. Suppose maybe I should. Let's move this. Now, is this going to be enough range? Will that reach all the way out here where I want it to? It looks like it, yeah. Multiple. Should be able to just do like this. Or not. Okay. All those are connected now? Yes. So if I look, I should be able to see more crushed resources here. Crushed ruby. Oh, I didn't add these. Need a cable. Storage bus. There we go. Now this I kind of want to change. Like that. This needs to get moved to there. You're online. You're online. These two need to be swapped. Like that. Online, you're exporting. Okay. Oh, that's still working. Okay, cool. So now we have our crushed resources. There we go. And it looks like some of them are faster than the others. But we can get rid of these and up these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not the gold. Gold, that is garbage. We're not getting gold. Okay. So, what we then do over here with these crushed resources is say sodalite, coal. We can get rid of these. Throw those on the ground and throw them in the trash. Because they are just like an unlimited resource. We had sodalite and coal, ruby, andesite, realgar, emerald, quartzite, diamond, sapphire, certus, sapphire. And actually, no, yes, I do believe that I want to run all of these through the ore processing factories. But I actually want to change these to all be 2. Should just be able to pick one up. Do that, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now all of these need to be filtered on these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up and probably put some lighting in here on these. So I'll be right back. All right, so we've got this set up, but as you can see, we've got some that are having issues, and that's because we do not have enough distilled water. We can see it kind of flashes in there real quick. So over here, our basic distilleries are not cutting it. So let's go ahead and just upgrade these to MV distilleries. So we're going to need 8 of these bad boys. We're going to need 8 pumps. And bam. And these should be pretty simple to deal with. Should be able to just pop those out of there. Now these, they're not... They might run, actually. Distilled water needs to be on 1. So let's see. Will these run? They do not. They're not getting enough power. Okay. That's fine. That's kind of to be expected. They are on LV power cables here. So we're not going to be able to provide enough power like this. We might be able to... If we had better cables... No, that's 16 amp, 16 amp. Yeah, that's not going to be the thing that's going to help us. So we're going to have to take these and these. And if we take a 16 amp MV converter, we're going to need another machine hull. We're going to need the wires. Pop that guy down there and connect that. This should be running. Yep, and that should not give us any issues as far as needing to set up anything else because our filters are already set. Our cables. 4x wire, 2x, 1x. So we can connect these guys, grab our wire cutters, and get them connected here. Now all these guys should be on once we set them. And honestly, I'm not even certain that this will be fast enough. We might have to kind of copy this whole entire system and put another one down over here for distilled water. They're running. It is twice as fast. So we'll see if all these start running and then back up and get moving. Distilled water. I think I have filters on these. Yeah, so they only hold a single bucket. But it looks like we're having issues supplying enough. Our ruby is low. Is it just slow over here? No, we're out of geodes apparently. Let's see, and that is coming from the rock filtrator controllers. And these apparently are having some sort of issue. Gravel. We're out of gravel down here. So I was having problems with these motors breaking. So that's something I'm going to have to fix here really quickly. Let's see. If I take these out. clean up our inventory. What else goes in here? Memory cards. All of the rest of this just goes in our system. The motor, the reinforced motor, we're going to need diamonds. This takes the overcharged diamond. Do I have any of those over here? I don't. Okay, so let that thing sit for a second. We're also going to need brass casings. Let's make up 32 of these motors. Shafts. Shaft. What? I ran out of andesite alloy apparently. If we do that, redstone blocks, iron plates. Those there and there. Is that where they were? Yes. Diamonds. And these are running. We just need a couple more. Yeah, man. There we go. Okay, so let's see. These guys... I'm not going to be making any more crushing wheels. These all have filters. Pick all those up. Grab this wrench. Separate these guys out. Like so, but I'm actually not gonna need these. And place them in there, and then these are gonna have to be rotated. Like that. And I need more nodes. And these are going to be inverted. So let's go to the other side, the west side. Insert item diamond. Four corners. These are all diamonds. Then we'll go across the top. These are iron plates. These are iron plates. More iron plates. This is the overcharged diamond. This is overcharged diamond. This is also overcharged diamond. Did I set that? That one's brass casing. This one is redstone block. And these are shafts. Then I can just do this. And this. I didn't set this one up correctly. West and this one. West. There we go. And this guy I can set faster. Nope. Not that fast. Not that fast. What are we? Oh. Why did that not work? There we go. Okay. Oh, and that gets me 2. All right. Now these should work better. Although they're not getting energy for some reason. Oh, because we're out of energy. We're solar. So we're going to have to upgrade our power storage. I'm going to have to really ramp up the power storage for it to be something that's going to be viable. There we go. So now everything's working, which means these should be working. This needs to be turned the other direction. Now these guys should start working. If I turn this on, why is this not working? Gravel, cobblestone. There we go. Yeah, these were breaking before, and I had the other motors, and these only generate 2048 stress units, and that was for some reason breaking these, like pretty consistently breaking them. Those go in there. So we have a lot more motors, which should make these things. But the weird thing is, like, not all of them were breaking, which didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Now the problem is, this is running the wrong direction. Okay. Now all of this should be running without any issues. We've got gravel going in there. We're gaining back on dust. These guys here, I guess I don't need to turn them up. I don't know. I guess I'll wait until they break. I'll wait until they give me issues, I should say. And then we'll come back to those later. Let's throw that stuff away. How are we doing on distilled water? Yeah, look, we are at a net positive for distilled water, maybe? Looks like it. Looks like some of these macerators are slower. Or maybe it's just the rock filtrators. I think the rock filtrator. Yeah, these are just slower. We're just not getting geodes that fast. Okay. So these guys, it looks like these systems up here, if we wanted to, we could upgrade. This is only running at LV. This is also running at LV. And that would be a simple upgrade, just swapping out these energy converters and the wires and the energy hatches on these. And that would make them run significantly faster. Like this guy here. If we change it to MV, it's twice as fast. And I'm not certain, what is this? This gets us all of them. Or it has a chance to get us all of them. Okay. Yeah, these are all set up correctly. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. We've got ore processing handled, which will be nice. The other resources that are coming in, there are some like the copper, the tin, the iron, the magnetite. These four we're going to cook. And then the same thing with raw silver and raw gold. Those are going to be ones that we just run through probably a create fan system like over here. We'll process those in the same way that we were processing these. Don't know why these have also decided to break. It's kind of annoying. The motors haven't broken up here, so I don't really know what is... what is going on. Strong motor. These are basic motors. Maybe I just didn't have good motors hooked up. This one's never broken. So, I don't know. But I think that's going to be it for today's episode. The next episode will look at, I think, pushing more into HV. We take a look at our quest book that I haven't looked at in a while. The Industrial Revolution here. I think the only thing... yes, stainless steel. So I thought this was done. I lied earlier when I said that this section was done because we don't have stainless steel yet. I haven't processed anything with stainless steel. I believe it's a mixer. Iron, nickel, manganese, and chromium. These three we have. The manganese we're going to have to get from pyrolusite, which we have here. And this is not being processed. Is it? Rock salt. No, we're not processing pyrolusite. Pyrolusite. Everything else, I believe we are. That's interesting. I might have to... What I might end up doing is swapping... like here on diamond. I might end up putting pyrolusite in here as well. Where are we getting this from? We're getting it from the raw ore slurry. So maybe I already need to build more of these processing plants, more of the electric ore factory controllers. Might have to extend that already. All right, well, that is something I'm going to look into between the episodes. The next episode, like I said, what we'll be looking to do is break into the HV age. I'm probably going to expand the base. I think over here we'll leave this area for some extra automations that we might use in MV, but I think that we'll probably start to expand the base out into this direction, getting into the kind of late game and all of that over here. So, thanks for stopping in.